Welcome, crypto fam, to the #1 daily Bitcoin pod. In today's show, Bitcoin price fights for 26,000 as US dollar strength hits 10-month high. And quoting Max Kaiser, the global Ponzi scheme is snapping. That's right, and in real time. Also, Vitalik Buterin's wallet sends 400 Ethereum worth $600,000 to Coinbase. Is he offloading his ETH? We'll be breaking this down. As well as Mixin Network hack drains $200 million from the mainnet assets. Not only that, but Hobby Global was also just hacked for $7.9 million. I'll be breaking down this report. Also in today's show, North Korean Lazarus Group amasses over $40 million worth of Bitcoin. I'll be breaking down this latest data, as well as MicroStrategy smash buys $147 million worth of Bitcoin and now holds on their balance sheet 158,000 BTC. Also in today's show, I'm going to be sharing Michael Saylor's prediction of the Bitcoin price hitting $10 million per coin. In fact, quoting him right here, if you're mining Bitcoin, you never want to sell any Bitcoin. And if you raise money, you want to buy Bitcoin with the money you raised. And then you want to borrow against the Bitcoin to pay for the operating expenses. And if you do that, if you believe in Bitcoin, it is obvious. If you don't believe in Bitcoin, maybe you shouldn't be in business. If you don't think Bitcoin is going to $1 million per coin and then $10 million per coin, I don't think you should be a Bitcoin miner. I don't think you should be a Bitcoin exchange, and I don't think you should be a Bitcoin wallet. We'll also be taking a look at the overall crypto market, all this, plus so much more in today's show. And a quick reminder, if you're not already subscribed to the channel, the greatest compliment you can do, smash that subscribe button and hit the bell icon to turn on notifications to receive daily premium crypto news alerts every single day, just like this. And also a quick heads up, we have a new secondary channel, which is Crypto News Alerts Clips, where I'm taking clips and shorts from the daily live stream and putting them exclusively on the new channel. You can check it out at clips.cryptonewsalerts.net. Now, welcome everyone just joining us. This is pod episode number 1412. I'm your host, JV. Today is September 25th, 2023. It is Monday. How's everyone doing? Holla at your boy in that live chat. Let me know where you're tuning in from. And at the end of the show, I'll be reading everyone's comments out loud, just like we do each and every day here on the Crypto News Alerts pod. And with that being shared, let's now dive into our market watch. We can see Bitcoin correcting down 0.5% for the day, maintaining 26,300. We have Ether and BNB in the green, with Chainlink, one of the top gainers, up over 5% for the day. And checking out the crypto market cap, we're sitting just above that $1 trillion milestone with roughly 26 billion in volume in the past 24 hours, with that volume up 56%. With Bitcoin dominance back on the decline at 48.9%. Also, the Ethereum dominance has been on the decline lately as well, currently at 18.2%. And checking out the top 100 crypto gainers of the past week, we have Aptos up 6%, trading at $5.61, followed by Chainlink up 5%, trading at $7.47, followed by FXS up 4.5%, trading at $5.62. And checking out the top 100 crypto gainers for the past week, we can see we also have APT up here, up 6%, with the biggest loser being WeMix, down over 13%. And checking out the Crypto Greed and Fear Index, one of my favorite indicators, shows we're currently rated a 47, which is neutral. Yesterday was a 44 in fear, last week a 46, and last month a 38 in fear. So there you have it, fam. Welcome to y'all just joining us. Again, let me know where you're tuning in from and what are you looking forward to most in the Bitcoin market this week. Shout out and don't be a stranger. Now let's break down our Bitcoin technical analysis. Let's check out the charts and where Bitcoin is likely to head next. Check it out. Bitcoin hugged 26,000 at the September 24th Wall Street Open as the weekly close nosedive brought lasting consequences, which we can see here in the Bitcoin 1-hour candle chart. Now, data from Cointelegraph and TradingView showed Bitcoin's price trajectory uncertain after briefly piercing that 26,000 support. Sideways weekend trading soon turned sour into the new week, and upset overnight meant the bulls were unable to recoup lost ground. As Dan Crypto Trade shares here on X, Bitcoin Bitcoin weekend price action wasn't exciting until the later hours on Sunday. As expected, the price held around the CME closed price until the futures open and then took a nosedive. So there you have it. Also like to point out, we still have a CME futures gap at around that 20,000 level. Now, Bitcoin failed to break through the local resistance in the form of a descending trend line, and it looks like a little bearish on the right shoulder may form. We have Borrow Virtual uploading a daily chart in which says, if true, Bitcoin risks falling into the $22,000 to $20,000 range. Let me know if you agree with these insights that we're likely to potentially close that CME futures gap at around that 20,000 level. Now, we also have another analyst, Rec Capital, previously envisioned a possible reappearance of the low 20s as well, quoting the analyst. Bitcoin could downside wick into the $25,000 to $26,000 area on this current move. He also said, but if 26,000 begins to act as resistance, then that could be a bearish contributing sign that the 25 to 26 area is weakening as support. And if Bitcoin turns the 25, 26 area into a new resistance, the price could collapse somewhere in the 22 to 24,000 region to find a local bottom, which is outlined here, which you can see with the C. Let me know how you feel. We're likely to play out as we head into October, another week away. And meanwhile, the macro markets open to another potential headwind for Bitcoin and crypto, and unrelentingly strong US dollar. The US dollar continued to march higher, hitting 106.1, which ironically enough is its highest level since November of 2022. Craziness, right? Now, since hitting those 15-month lows in July, the DXY climbed 6.5%, displaying strength, which historically has hampered the risk asset and crypto market performance. As Scoo points out here, DXY is rocketing higher to the detriment of the Bitcoin and crypto and other risk assets. Now, another analyst previously eyed a potential cooling off for the DXY for the US dollar strength, given Bitcoin and altcoins room for a relief bounce. How do you feel? This is likely to play out. We know there is an inverse correlation. When the dollar is weak, Bitcoin is always strong, and vice versa. When we see a strong dollar, we tend to see some weakness in the Bitcoin and crypto markets overall. Now, let's share this. This is from the Kabisi letter. Breaking bond tracking ETF falls below $90 for the first time since April 2011. The 10-year note yield is now trading above 4.5% for the first time since 2007. And the 2-year note yield is now up a massive 500 basis points since September 2021. Treasury yields are hitting 15-plus year highs daily now as the Fed pause expectations go well into the second half of 2024, with 8% mortgages coming quickly. And Max Kaiser responded saying the global Ponzi scheme is snapping. And as Max called the other day, he's anticipating the highest interest rates we have seen since the 1980s. He pointed out the other day on X that they were like 18.5% interest rates. He says expect them to go higher and break those highs. So we're potentially looking at 20% interest rates. Could you imagine buying a home with interest rates that high? It's going to be virtually impossible for the average person to do so. But this is the craziness we're witnessing in the market right now. And as we know, Bitcoin is the greatest hedge against inflation and hyperinflation. And it's a great hedge also against the US dollar. So keep stacking them sats, following in the footsteps of Michael Saylor and MicroStrategy. Towards the end of the show, we'll be breaking down that latest news. They just hodled some more BTC, stacking them sats and adding to their position for their corporate balance sheet. And we'll also be breaking down Michael Saylor's $4 million Bitcoin price prediction. But first, here's an alert. Ethereum co-founder Vitalik Buterin is dumping his Ethereum, or at least trading it for USDC stablecoins. What is he up to? Does he know something we don't know? Let's break this down, shall we? And shout out to y'all just joining us in the chat. Much love. Blockchain sleuths have flagged several Ethereum transactions from a wallet associated with Ethereum co-founder Vitalik Buterin in September of 2023, totaling 3.9 million. Separate blockchain monitoring profiles share details of a 400 ETH transaction worth an estimated $632,000 in USD at today's prices from Vitalik's wallet to Coinbase on September 25th, which is today. As alerted here by Spot On Chain, Vitalik deposited 400 ETH to Coinbase, which is 632,000 2 hours ago. Now, notably, Ethereum's co-founder has deposited a total of 2,421 ETH to multiple centralized exchanges at 1,628 on average, which is roughly $4 million via 2 addresses over the past 10 days. So like I said, does he know something the rest of us don't know? Interesting. So Buterin's most recent transactions is the latest in the spate of ETH deposits to centralized exchanges over the past 10 days. As I mentioned, almost $4 million worth. The platform outlined deposits amounting to 321 ETH deposited to Kraken between September 15th and September 19th. Vitalik also reportedly deposited a total of 1,700 ETH to Bitstamp in several transactions on the 17th and 20th of this month, and also deposited 500 ETH to Paxos on September 19th. Now, independently verifying several of these transactions using access to Nansen's 2Beta's wallet profiler, blockchain data highlights a transfer of 2,000 ETH worth almost $5 million to the address that has been carrying out these transactions from another wallet long associated with the Ethereum co-founder, as outlined right here. So according to the spot on chain, the source of the 2,000 ETH transaction is a better known address, which is outlined the address here, belonging to Buterin than the middle address that has been transferring funds to the exchanges. So as previously reported, a 600 ETH $1 million transaction from Vitalik's ETH address on August 21st, which is also identified by on-chain monitoring platforms. So what do you think Vitalik is up to? How do you justify basically uploading mass amounts of Ethereum to all these major centralized exchanges? Do you think he knows something we don't know and is about to dump before the price dumps on us? What are your thoughts, fam? I'd love to know your opinions in the comments below, and at the end of the show, I'll be reading everyone's comments out loud. You already know I don't trust Vitalik as far as I can throw him. I don't trust the Ethereum Foundation. I don't trust the World Economic Forum. So things are looking very sketchy, to say the least. I'm also anticipating Bitcoin to outpace Ethereum for this bull market as we enter 2024 with the Bitcoin halving around the corner. But what are your thoughts, fam? Holla at your boy. And with that being shared, now let's discuss some of these hacks, which is very alarming when we're talking about hundreds of millions being hacked just like that. So there was a couple of big hacks. We're going to break this down right here. The first one is the Mixin Network. The hack drained 200 million from mainnet assets, but we also have Hobby Global, which I believe Justin from Tron, is it Justin's son? He may be the owner of this exchange. So we'll be sharing what he has to share as well. So here we go. Decentralized peer-to-peer Mixin Network lost approximately $200 million in a hack involving the compromise of the database of a third-party cloud service provider. That's why we say trust nobody. Verify everything, fam, and do not keep your crypto on those damn exchanges. Just saying. September 25th, the Mixin Network confirmed that the hack on September 23rd, 2 days ago, drained approximately $200 million worth of crypto assets from its mainnet, and an immediate suspension of all the deposits and withdrawal services on the Mixin Network followed the revelation. Now, Mixin Network appointed blockchain investigator Slow Mist as well as Google to help investigate the hack as the Mixin team attempts a recovery. And at the time of the hack, Mixin held almost $100 million worth of Ethereum, $23.5 million in stablecoin DAI, which is basically a stablecoin on the Ethereum blockchain, and $23 million in the King crypto, BTC. And according to a separate investigation conducted by Peck Shield, the total portfolio amounted to $141.32 million. This ain't no chump change, right? And as an independent investigation from Web3 SaaS analytics platform 0x Scope revealed the hacker's historical relationship with the Mixin Network. Could it be an inside job? Interesting. In 2022, the address which had been linked to the hacker received 5 ETH from Mixin and was deposited into Binance later. And according to the 0x Scope analyst, the hacker had converted the Tether USDT loot to DAI, another stablecoin, as a way to prevent any freezing of funds. So it seems like they know what they're doing, obviously. Deposits and withdrawals on the Mixin Network will recommence once the vulnerabilities are confirmed and fixed. The plans to recover the lost assets from users were not announced immediately. And while it was initially promised that Mixin founder Feng Shandong would explain this incident in a public Mandarin live stream on Hong Kong time at 1 p.m. September 25th, which is today, links to the live stream were not provided on the social platform X. Mixin Network did not respond to Cointelegraph's request for comment by publication. However, Ethereum co-founder Vitalik recently suffered a hack that compromised his social media profile on X. So more and more hacks. We covered this last week. He says it was probably a SIM swap attack, which is very common in a way that the hackers can ultimately exploit. your cryptocurrency. Now let's get into the Hobby Global hack, which is another major exchange for another $8 million. That's right. Here we go. Hobby Hot Wallet posted a message to the attacker in Chinese, and according to the message, the exchange knows the identity of the attacker and offered to let them keep 5% of the drained funds as a white hat bonus. Ain't that something? You're offering the hacker to keep 5% of the funds. Well, I guess the hacker can just be like, yo, no thank you. I'll keep 100% of the funds, I guess, if they can get away with it, right? So September 24th, this was yesterday at 10 a.m., the suspected Hobby Hot Wallet sent almost 5,000 Ethereum worth 7.9 million to an address which had no previous history. The following morning, a separate wallet belonging to Hobby sent a message to the attacker in Chinese. And this is what they said. We have confirmed your true identity. Please return the funds. And they shared the wallet address. We will provide you with a 5% white hat bonus. This offer is valid for 7 days and ends on October 2nd, 2023, next week. If you do not return the funds by the deadline, we will request judicial intervention, which means legal charges, right? Now, as reported, the attack on September 25th, the wallet that sent the message is identified as the Hobby Hot Wallet by blockchain analytics platform Arcam Intelligence, and according to Cybers, the wallet that sent the message is listed on a Hobby support page as belonging to the exchange. Could it be another inside job? I mean, can't put nothing past them at the end of the day, especially considering there's a lot of intricacies involved that kind of point to an insider, especially being they've already identified that hot wallet belonging to Hobby Global. I mean, there's nothing new under the sun. More and more hacks expect it, and hence why you should probably self-custody your crypto wallet and put that in a safe place, because nothing is safe on the exchanges, not DeFi with decentralized finance, and sure as hell not centralized finance, because we're witnessing hacks left and right. You know what I mean? So stress, caution when self-custodying your BTC. Now let's break down our next breaking story of the day, and that's the Lazarus Group, which is mass accumulating BTC. Let's break this down, and this is from North Korea. The North Korean hacking collective, the Lazarus Group, and also remember in the Bible, wasn't it Lazarus that Jesus resurrected from the dead? Interesting, right? Anyways, they hold a whopping 47 million in crypto, most of which is in Bitcoin. Smart. Now, according to the data collected on Dune Analytics from 21 Co., the parent company of 21 Shares, the wallet associated with the Lazarus Group currently holds 47 million worth of digital assets, which includes $42 million worth of the King Crypto, BTC, 1.9 million in Ethereum, 1.1 million in BNB, and an additional $640,000 in stablecoins, primarily in Binance USD, which is BUSD. However, the amount of crypto held appears to have dropped from the 86 million the group held on September 6th, a few days after the stake.com hack in which Lazarus was implicated. Now, the Dune dashboard tracks 295 wallets identified by the United States FBI and the Office of Foreign Control as being owned by the hacking group, it noted. And surprisingly, the group does not hold any privacy coins. Interesting, right? Such as Monero, Dash, or Zcash, which are the largest ones. Whatever happened to the privacy coins? I remember McAfee, may he rest in peace, he kept touting that the future of crypto is privacy coins, privacy, Monero, Zcash, but yet we don't hear much about them anymore whatsoever, which is interesting. Lazarus crypto wallets are still highly active, with the most recent transactions being recorded on September 20th. Also, 21 Co note that the group's holdings are likely to be much higher than what was reported, quoting them here. We should note that this is the lower bound estimation of Lazarus Group's crypto holdings based on publicly available information. And now the FBI also pointed the finger at Lazarus for the Alpha Po coins paid and atomic wallet hacks, which collectively added up to more than $200 million that a group stole in 2023. And Chainalysis reported that crypto thefts by North Korea-linked hackers are down a whopping 80% from 2022. As of mid-September, North Korea-linked groups have stolen a total of $340 million worth of crypto, down from a record $1.6 billion in pilfered digital assets in 2022. And late last week, the U.S. federal authorities warned of a significant risk for potential attacks on U.S. healthcare and public health sector entities by the Lazarus Group. So that's interesting. This is a well-known hacking group that just continues to accumulate crypto and hack crypto, which is ironic. Could this be controlled by the authorities or the feds? Makes you really wonder who is really in control here. What are your thoughts, fam? How do you think this is likely to play out? Do you think they will continue to mass accumulate and continue to hack, or what do you think their ultimate plan is? Please do let me know, which leads us to our next breaking story of the day, which is the latest with MicroStrategy, the first publicly traded company to put Bitcoin on their balance sheet. They are continuing to buy, and Michael Saylor is practicing what he preaches, which is continuing to stack them sats and dollar cost average. So let's break this down, and then I'll be breaking down Michael Saylor's latest $10 million price prediction. So MicroStrategy, the business intelligence firm and major Bitcoin investor, is sending a bullish signal to the entire market, announcing the acquisition of another big stash of crypto. Saylor, co-founder and executive chair of MicroStrategy, he shared on X September 25th and announced that 5,445 BTC have been purchased again by MicroStrategy. The coins were bought for $147.3 million in cash at an average price of $27,053 per BTC. In according to a Form 8K filing with the US SEC, MicroStrategy and its subsidiaries acquired the amount between August 1st and September 24th. And as of September 24th, which is yesterday, MicroStrategy and its subsidiaries held an aggregate of approximately 158,245 BTC. Let's go, which was acquired at an average purchase price of roughly $29,500 per coin, inclusive of fees and expenses. The filing notes the aggregate purchase price for MicroStrategy's total Bitcoin amounts to $4.68 billion. And here's the Giga Chad announcing it for himself on X. I mean, would you expect anything less from the Giga Chad? The new purchase comes as Bitcoin has traded sideways at around 26,000 over the past few weeks, and after briefly touching 28,000 on August 29th, Bitcoin slipped to a low of 25,000 September 11th, and at this time we're trading above $26,300. Now, MicroStrategy's latest purchase further reaffirms the company's bullish stance on the King crypto. The firm previously bought 12,333 BTC for $347 million in June of this year at an average price of $29,668 per coin. And in quarter one of this year, MicroStrategy reported its first profitable quarter since 2020 due to the one-time income tax benefit. The company managed to retain profitability in the next quarter, reporting $22.2 million in net income in early August. So there you have it. How many of you are following in the footsteps of Michael Saylor and the smart money and the whales and continuing to accumulate that BTC as we are soon to enter obviously 2024, the year of the halving, is around the corner, with the Bitcoin halving scheduled to take place in April, which is roughly only 6 months out. Now let's discuss Michael Saylor's $10 million Bitcoin price prediction. I've never shared this previously on the show. I have shared some of his $1 million and $5 million price predictions, but I found this more recently, and I think you'll also find it very intriguing. Smash that like button, and also, again, let me know where you're tuning in from. I'm going to be reading everyone's comments out loud here in just a few moments. So yeah, let's talk about Michael Saylor and his $10 million Bitcoin price prediction. Let's break it down, shall we? First and foremost, this is an article I recently found. It's called Analysis for $10 million per Bitcoin Gets a Nod from Michael Saylor. It was shared just a few months back. Now, MicroStrategy CEO Michael Saylor expects the Bitcoin price to hit 10 million per coin. He highlights an analysis by Twitter user Croesus. Saylor notes that Croesus has made a compelling case for the Bitcoin valuation. Here's what Saylor had to share regarding this prediction. Bitcoin is competing against gold, collectibles, art, equities, real estate, bonds, and money as a store of value in the 21st century. Croesus analyzes the opportunity and makes a compelling case for $10 million per BTC. So obviously we can see Bitcoin has massive potential. So in the analysis, Croesus explains the Bitcoin's growth engine is its increasing scarcity, which will continue into the future, and the Bitcoin is designed to improve on gold's strength as it continues to solve its weaknesses. He further argues that the market for store-to-value assets is separate from industries, and that different assets are valued for different reasons. Some appreciate value, some maintain purchasing power, while others shrink over time. This implies the Bitcoin competes with all assets, including equities, real estate, bonds, not just gold or the precious metal. Now, as per Croesus, the value of traditional assets is constrained by key variables in their respective valuation equations, such as future cash flow, discount rates, mortgage rates, and new supply. So by contrast, the valuation of Bitcoin is driven by its scarcity and security, which is absolute, incorruptible, and inviolable. And it is not only influenced by new supplies, interest rates, or economic factors. And as such, he makes the case for $10 million per Bitcoin valuation based on the assumption the Bitcoin will, to some extent, replace gold as a global reserve asset. Preach. Although this may seem like an overly optimistic prediction, Croesus notes that Bitcoin's current market cap represents 0.05% of the global store of value in the market, which includes gold, real estate, and other assets. Quoting him here, I believe Bitcoin's full potential is to eat 25% of the world's value, while today it constitutes of just 0.05%. That is absurd. That means that I believe Bitcoin could 500x in price over the coming decades in real inflation adjusted terms. And as such, he concludes the Bitcoin's value proposition as a superior store of value asset with no counterparty risk and no dilution and no inflation makes it a compelling investment opportunity for long-term investors, especially in the face of the unprecedented money printing by the central banks worldwide. Preach. And now let's continue. Here's Michael Saylor betting on Bitcoin going to $10 million per coin. Here we go. In an interview he did with Bitcoin Magazine, Saylor speaks on the need for competition in the Bitcoin industry, and he is quoted sharing the following: if you're mining Bitcoin, you never want to sell any Bitcoin. And if you raise money, you want to buy Bitcoin with the money you raise, and then you want to borrow against the Bitcoin to pay for the operating expenses. If you do that, if you believe in Bitcoin, it is obvious. If you don't believe in Bitcoin, maybe you shouldn't be in the business. If you don't think Bitcoin is going to $1 million a coin and then $10 million per coin, I don't think you should be a Bitcoin miner. I don't think you should be a Bitcoin exchange, and I don't think you should be a Bitcoin wallet. If you think it is not going to zero, then rational thinking is the competition in the market is making my Bitcoin more valuable. That's good. But the competition is making my existing business less profitable. That's bad. If I'm a genius and I execute well, maybe I can say stay ahead of everybody else. Maybe. But while I'm doing that, every single free dollar I can raise should be converting to Bitcoin, because out of 100 possibilities, there's 99 paths where you will fail and Bitcoin succeeds. And there is one path where you succeed and Bitcoin succeeds. So Saylor practices obviously what he preaches as he continues to hodl Bitcoin, as we pointed out, and he will probably continue to do so. Also, he's quoted sharing, and first of all, Bitcoin's going up by a factor of 10, whether they can fix any of this stuff. And it's going to be a grind up by a factor of 10 just because gold is broken. And Bitcoin is going to replace gold, and now everybody in the universe knows they need a non-sovereign store of value in the form of a bearer instrument. So for the last year, people said inflation may be coming. We are not sure. Now the mainstream narrative has flipped to inflation is here. You need an inflation hedge. So it is going to grind up to replace gold. It is going to go to $500,000 a coin, regardless of whether they fix these things. Here are three things that are massive catalysts that will cause an acceleration. Those three things don't take us to $500,000 per Bitcoin. They take us to $5 million per coin. Those three things are, number one, a spot ETF where someone can go ahead and buy $100 million of Bitcoin via an ETF security. I think that's one. Number two, your bank is going to custody it for you and lend against it. And number three, I can mark it up or down on my balance sheet based on fair value. So there you have it, fam. I wanted to share those insights from Michael Saylor as he continues stacking them sats and following the smart money and the whales, which is mass accumulating. Shout out to all my long-term hodlers. What do you think the Bitcoin price is likely to go before the end of this year? Let's say at around Christmas time. Everyone put in your predictions so I can start reading those out loud. And if you gain value out of today's show, be sure to smash that like button, as it helps out tremendously with the YouTube algorithm. And be sure to drop some comments and not be a stranger, as I appreciate it, fam. Welcome to everyone just joining us. Massive shout out to everyone in the live chat. Shout out to our incredible moderators. We got Bitcoin Maximus and Digital Dankness. Good to see y'all, fam. Passive with AI. What it do? Baz Dragon, what's up? McLovin, LFC Liverpool Film Club. Tony Jeffries in the building. Jack Jiong, what's poppin', fam? What's new? What are you guys looking forward to this week? Holla, don't be strangers. What's up? Yes, this is pod episode number 1412. Can you believe it? Time sure does fly. JV, is it possible to interview Michael Saylor on your channel? Hell yeah. First and foremost, I would be honored to, of course, interview Michael Saylor. Now, naturally, it's not going to be easy for me to get an interview with Michael Saylor. Some of the obvious reasons, if you didn't know, he actually blocked me on X years ago because some spammer tagged us in a post. And I hate when spammers or scammers or imposters tag you in posts you're not even related to, that have no relevance to what you're sharing. So long story short, I think Michael Saylor blocked everyone in that X post that was mentioned, and I was referenced as an influencer, so I haven't been able to ever connect with Michael Saylor due to that reason. However, who knows? Maybe by popular demand, if everyone can request and, maybe tag Michael Saylor on an X post, say, yo, you should do an interview with JV on Crypto News Alerts. Yo, Michael Saylor, Crypto News Alerts. Maybe he'll listen and maybe he'll want to do an interview. But yeah, I'd be 100% down to do a interview with Michael Saylor anytime, fam. I'd be greatly looking forward to that. Great idea. Ron P, what up? He says he's going to a Stephen Marley concert. That's what's up. Is that in Puerto Rico? I do know the Marley fam are fantastic. I'm a huge fan, obviously. Who isn't? Checking in, hitting that like button. I appreciate that. Appreciate the likes as always. Zap says good morning, good afternoon. What is good? Get it. JV bringing that Bitcoin to the masses. Word up. Appreciate that, Doug Joseph. What's up, Tim's Crypto? Get at it. You already know. Detroit in the building. Shout out to James Elsey. Cashing in silver for BTC. I'd say that's a smart move. Obviously, precious metals continue to be manipulated in the markets. We have companies like the largest bank in the United States is JP Morgan Chase. Their CEO is Jamie Dimon. And they literally got fined over $900 million for spoofing the precious metals market. And as I mentioned very often, I don't trust the precious metal markets because there's no true price discovery. The truest price discovery is going to be found in the Bitcoin markets, but not through derivatives and not through futures. We need spot Bitcoin ETF. Now, we can't say the same against the precious metals markets because they can manipulate the price to keep the price action down, because obviously gold and silver undermines the value of the US dollar. The last thing the central banks would want is for the gold or silver prices to continue going up against the dollar, because everyone would take their money out of the bank and put it in the better asset versus a savings account where you're earning virtually no yield and truly losing 20% to inflation each and every year. What would be the alternative? Well, if gold was going up in value, then you'd have a winner. But they suppress the price action. They keep it down because, they don't want you to dump all your fiat Ponzi scheme, fiat trash into and put that into gold. You know what I mean? So that's the nature of the beast, and I know we talk about that often here as well on the channel. $0 G-Row, what it do? Saylor is the man. I was wondering when he would be buying some more, right? I think he is always buying more behind the scenes, but they announce it like every month or every other month or quarterly as he runs a publicly traded company. What up, JV? There is an imposter on Discord pretending to be you. Oh boy, virtually every day we get a new imposter. All you need to do is block them and report them. The true JV on Discord, it's going to have a green dot that says owner. If it doesn't say owner with the green dot, unfortunately, it's going to be an imposter. Also want to encourage everyone to join our Discord server. Is discord.cryptonewsalerts.net. It's very interactive and a great way for you to connect with fellow like-minded people. Every once in a while, we get an imposter, but don't worry, fam. We'll get them blocked and booted permanently, because this ain't baseball. 3 strikes, you're out. 1 strike, adios, amigo. Just saying. Yeah, booyah. Appreciate that, Nathan Roth. What it do? Squirrel bait. Whoa, what a cool username. I can't wait till the exchanges run out of Bitcoin, but at the same time, I want to keep buying via dollar cost average. That's right. I think I shared a few days ago in an episode, we're down to like less than 2 million Bitcoin on all the exchanges. There's going to be a true, genuine supply shock this cycle. I truly believe that, with the Bitcoin halving roughly 6 months out. Unprecedented times are going to be entering, and we also have the approval of a spot Bitcoin ETF that might finally get the green light by the SEC and Gary Gensler, as they're not going to be able to continue to keep pushing back that deadline. And just one of those catalysts will absolutely, in my humble opinion, send us to a new price discovery mode, which virtually means a new all-time high. I personally can't wait. I think we're most likely to hit that all-time high sometime in 2024, the year of the halving. Then I think the year preceding the halving, we likely hit that cycle peak, and I'm anticipating multiple 6-figure Bitcoin price action. What are your thoughts? The previous all-time high, which we know we hit in November of 2021, is 69,000, right? Prior to that, the previous all-time high was 20,000. So it's safe to say that from the 20,000 all-time high that we hit in 2017 to the next 4 years, when we hit the next cycle peak of 69,000, that's roughly 3.5x the price action, going from 120,000 to roughly 69,000. So hypothetically, if we were to 3.5x again, we're talking about a $200,000 plus Bitcoin price action. Now, naturally, there's no guarantee that history is going to repeat, but as they say, oftentimes it rhymes. And if Bitcoin were only 2x from the previous all-time high of 69,000, then we're realistically looking at 138,000 Bitcoin price action. Again, I think we can achieve this in 2024, and I think we can hit multiple six figures by 2025. But what's your thoughts, fam? Let me know in the comments right down below. Maximus, good to see you, fam. Tony, anyone who says Bitcoin will go to 10 million obviously is hopeless at math. Even at only 17 million coins would put the Bitcoin market cap at 170 trillion. That's the entire money supply of the entire world. I don't think that's accurate. From my understanding, the total addressable market is over 700 trillion. Just FYI. And if you don't think Bitcoin can hit 10 million, I mean, maybe you don't understand Bitcoin. Obviously, we're up like over 20 million% in the past decade. Bitcoin went from virtually nothing to being worth as high as $69,000 per coin. Now, yeah, let's just round up for the sake of math, and let's pretend we've already hit 100,000. What's another 10x to hit 1 million, right? Over the course of the next 2 cycles, say by the year 2030, I think that's very realistic. 10 million becomes probable when you start calculating hyperinflation and the devaluation of the dollar. You got to look at the BRICS movement right now. We have nations around the world looking forward towards the de-dollarization, right? So if the dollar collapses and we have something like what has happened in Argentina with the peso, or these other countries where their currencies are literally collapsing in real time, I think it becomes very realistic that we can hit $10 million per coin, especially if you combine those two particular factors. But we shall see. You know what I mean? Maybe here in the future, we're not going to be comparing the US dollar to Bitcoin because there's no comparison whatsoever, and the dollar may not be stable for much longer, especially as they continue to print until the wheels fall off. So what's your thoughts, fam? Let me know. September is nearly over. Bring the bull. Now we're talking Baz. Send it. M1 and M2 and M3 is only 350 trillion. What? Question mark. Only thing that high market cap is real estate, bonds, and we also have debt and derivatives. That's what's up. What's up, Bitcoin fam? Welcome from Los Angeles, TI. Appreciate you tuning in. Squirrel bait. Yeah, the global debt. That's right. I thought we were near 4 quad in 2020 last I checked. Nope, derivatives are between 1.8 and 2 quadrillion. Good Lord. Big numbers, fam. I don't even know how many zeros are in quadrillion. No buying a house now, just rent. It's cheaper and less headache. Clearly, if mortgage rates go to 20%, the home prices will fall like a stone. Says MK still stacking. Word up. Hope you guys reached your targets, says TI. Word up. Appreciate you guys. I think hedge funds, sovereign wealth funds, and governments would buy them up, force people into renting and own nothing, and they don't care about your happiness. Well, we know that as a fact, right? ETH is going to drop. It does seem to be this way. And like I mentioned, what do you guys think is happening? Why is Vitalik? I mean, that's alarming to me. If you're a co-founder of a particular crypto and you're dumping it, and you're not doing it all on one exchange, but you're kind of trying to do it under the radar on multiple exchanges at the same time, that's a red alert, you know, in my humble opinion. So it's going to be interesting. Let's see how Ethereum holds up. What do you guys think? You know what I mean? May exchange my Ether for BTC. Probably not a bad idea. ETH going to drop to buy, right? I mean, obviously, the lower a crypto buys, the better a deal it is to take advantage of it. But you got to do your own research. No one can make that decision for you. So put in your hours of research and decide what's best for you. Vitalik is like every other ish coiner scammer. They all print coins out of thin air and then dump. The only difference is the number of air tokens. That's right. And if you go to CoinMarketCap and you look at the total supply, it shows you the infinity sign. Yeah, I'm not making this up. I saw it the other day for myself. So yeah, there could be an infinite total cap, and that's why you can't compare Bitcoin to, let's say, Ethereum. Number one, Bitcoin is truly decentralized. There's not another truly decentralized cryptocurrency. There's no attack vector. There's no foundation. There is no founders. It's incorruptible. There is a finite limited supply. You can't say the same for Ethereum because they can just keep increasing the supply because it's infinite. So how can you compare or use Ethereum as, let's say, a store of value, knowing there's an infinite supply? What makes it any different than a US dollar, a digital dollar, or better yet, a CBDC, central bank digital currency? And this is a genuine question I'm seeking an answer to. So if anyone can enlighten me, feel free and let's discuss it. Suck all that liquidity, crypto, out of the stocks and bonds and currency that will piss the established order off. People made money without their approval. It does seem to be this way. I was simply swapped for $10,000 on Coinbase 2 years ago. Are you talking about you were hacked? That sucks. Inside Job calls it Mr. T. SIM swapped. Yeah, SIM swaps are very real. If you go by the World Economic Forum, unelected websites, they're all partnered with the ish coins. JP Morgan helped create them, and it's a large investor in ETH. 98% of XRP is owned by the top 100. Preach. Wallets, Bitcoin, or slavery. That's the options. Facts, Matthew. Appreciate you. Felix Hopkins, would you recommend I swap my Ether for BTC? That's a question only you could answer. What do you think is a better store value? Which one do you have more faith in? Which currency do you think is likely to outpace the other? Previous cycles, let's keep it real. Ethereum has been outpacing Bitcoin the previous two halving cycles. However, I think this cycle things are going to change. They've obviously made a lot of improvements. Ethereum, but there's still high gas fees. The same problems that I recall with Ethereum from years ago are still here. So what's really being solved and what's really happening under the hood, to me, it's a mystery. I trust Bitcoin more than I trust Ethereum. I trust Satoshi more than I trust Vitalik. And Satoshi is anonymous. So that should tell you everything right there. I mean, if you trust Vitalik, you trust Ethereum, then by all means hold it and live by the sword, die by the sword. It's a double-edged sword. Will you get burned? Will you get cut? Or will it work out in your favor? Nobody knows. You know what I mean? However, if I was a betting man, I'd say Bitcoin is going to continue to do what it does as it has been every cycle. And I finally feel Bitcoin will likely outpace Ethereum for this market cycle in 2024. But what's your thoughts, fam? Where are you guys putting your bets on? Let me know. Lex, what's up? AI. Now I have 2 computers and 2 phones and a hard wallet. Congratulations, passive. Good stuff. Out of the 10,000 coins, only 2 or 4 handfuls are good projects. All the others are sketchy. It does seem to be this way, TI. Ain't that crazy? Tony Jeffries, Trezor seems to be highly recommended as safe. My concern, if you still have to plug it into a computer or the internet, well, you got to keep in mind, in order to use the device to receive funds, you don't need to plug it into the internet. You can just know your address or save your address somewhere and you can receive funds to it. But yeah, to send from the wallet, you got to plug it into the computer. That could make it not safe compared to air gap sealed technology. You may want to look into air gap wallets because those are also available now and very viable as well as alternative solutions. However, I would say that the devices that, like a Trezor that has to plug into a computer, it's very temporarily being plugged into the computer. As soon as you're done, you can pull it out. So not like it lives there. Whereas if you compare it to, for example, the Ethereum wallet called MetaMask, I think that's where Mark Cuban was recently hacked for like $800,000 worth of ETH. It's an online wallet more susceptible to hackers, 100%. So if you compare a Trezor device to any online wallet, I would say that Trezor is way safer. But you also got to learn how to use it and self-custody your own crypto. There comes responsibility with that. Because, what if you're using a cold wallet and let's say there is a hacker pretending to be the exchange and they're telling you to do stuff which is not in your best interest so they can virtually take control of your wallet. This happens all the time. People custody their crypto, hypothetically, in your favorite crypto exchange. They go to Google, they type in that exchange support, they get a fake support number pretending to be that exchange, and then they will figure out a way to swindle all of your crypto out of your wallet, but only with you voluntarily giving them access to your wallet. That's why I say it takes responsibility to learn how to properly self-custody your crypto. Don't blindly listen to anybody, right? But figure out what's in your own best interest. I personally think blindly leaving your crypto on the exchanges is going to be the most dangerous, and obviously it's going to be hackers may get access to that. I mean, they're looking for honeypots continuously because we're witnessing hacks literally every day, whether it's from DeFi or centralized exchanges or wallets, you name it. So express extreme caution. You can't be too safe out there, fam. You know what I mean? What about Exodus? It's an online wallet. So like I said, online wallets, if you compare them to cold storage wallets, online wallets aren't going to be as secure. So it's all depending upon how secure you want it. There's layers to this ish, fam. Top 3 wallets are the Ledger Nano, the Trezor, as well as the Elipal, if I'm pronouncing that one right. Thank you for sharing. Those 3 are my recommendations with long-term track records of security. The Cold Card, the Jade, and the Trezor. There you go. I know the Cold Card has air gap seal technology. It basically means you never need to plug in that device into a computer. That's the advantage of it. However, it's advanced and more difficult. So if you're brand new to crypto, it may be in your best interest to look into Trezor over the Cold Card. Just saying, it depends upon your experience and what you're looking to do. Saylor stacking like a G, soaking up that liquid supply like a sponge. Preach. Lex, I have no experience on Exodus to comment. I just know it's an online wallet you put on your computer. It's free and it practically holds every cryptocurrency. Exodus is still a warm market, easy to leave on a computer and forget to log out. Exactly. Appreciate the info, says Lex. I appreciate you tuning in, Lex. Where are you tuning in from? Into the Cosmos. Exodus wallet is the best hot wallet. Thank you. I don't trust MetaMask, so I'll throw that out there. Everything has some element of risk. Facts. Everything. 100%. I like those 3 picks. I use the Trezor now, but I will move to a Cold Card soon, says Mr. Stackin. Word up. Saylor, Ledger is sus. Elipal doesn't really have a long track record. Could be good, I don't know, but in my opinion, multiple coins equals multiple attack vectors. Jade and Cold Card are Bitcoin only. Trezor can be. Thanks for the insights. Where does Michael Saylor keep his Bitcoin? On a hard wallet? I would hope so. It's probably custodied in a major institution in his case, I would imagine. I use the Trezor Model T. I like everything about it except for the Trezor Suite Lite app on your iPhone, says Jack. Tuning in from Liverpool, Beatles home city. Shout out to Liverpool. Appreciate you, LFC. What up? Shout out to Tony. Tuning in from my car. Good stuff, McLovin. Much love. Tuning in from Namibia. Bitcoin is the king. Shout out to Josiah. Appreciate you. Ledger Nano is best hands down. Forget that stupid garbage we heard about the start of the year. Ledger all the way, says Into the Cosmos. It might be good. I was sharing my thoughts. Word up. Michael Saylor doesn't talk trash. He means and believes what he says. Preach. Anyone with access to a BBC iPlayer can watch a documentary on the Panorama program called Downfall of the Crypto King. It's about SBF. I haven't watched it yet, but it could be an interesting watch. Thank you, Baz. I recently watched a documentary called like the $30 billion downfall of SBF or something. That was actually quite entertaining. Good stuff. You can find that on YouTube. You know what I mean? Don't opt in for that feature. It's not good. That's sus. Word. McLovin, Jade, and Cold Card are also air gap transactions. Good to note. Thank you for sharing that. Where's Steve from? Good question. Where are you guys from? Wrexham. Shout out to you guys tuning in from all over the world. See you in the Premier League in a few years. Word up. $54,000 by December. I like that prediction. That's a good one. To close the year out at 54,000 would be a beautiful thing. Bitcoin Maximus predicting between 40 to 50,000. Melda said it'd be a nice Christmas gift. Hell yeah. Willy Woo is saying the Bitcoin will become a paper asset and ETF won't help. Well, I think he's referring to the fact that paper means derivatives, which means, with futures trading, that's what they do. Just like with silver, Max had pointed this out. For every ounce of silver, there's probably 50 ounces worth of derivatives, which is paper trading, which means a fake alternative copy. You know what I mean? Not the real thing. Christmas time, 40,000 says not to X's. Word up. By Christmas time this year, I realistically think Bitcoin will get to about, is that $34,500? Word up. Or is that 345? No, 34,500. Okay. JV, another great show. Thank you, yo. 20 miles an hour is too low, in my opinion. Who's going 20 miles an hour? What are we talking about? Anyways, thoughts on Link breaking out of the Bitcoin pair, first time in 3 years. Wow. I mean, anything is possible. Link has been tremendously suppressed. I remember a few years back, I mean, it was roughly $50. Now it's hanging out around $7. Crazy. But a lot of altcoins are bleeding like that and down like 90 to 99% from their all-time highs. I mean, it is what it is. Be careful. It's happening right now, says $0 G-Row. By Xmas 2024, maybe 46,447. That's a good target. Well, for next year, actually, I'm going to be way more optimistic than that. I think we're going to break 6 figures by Christmas time next year, and I'm sticking to it. Jay Smith, 60,000 by the end of year. Greetings from Bulgaria. Appreciate you tuning in from Bulgaria, Jay Smith. 27,000. Well, that's the current price action. ESP Academy, long live JV. Shout out to the ESP Academy. Are we talking about extrasensory perception when I see ESP? Let me know, fam. I appreciate that. You also notice my lightning barcode on the screen. If anyone would like to zap sats, feel free to do so. You can use any lightning application, including Strike. I also include my lightning address in the show notes below the video in the description, just in case you have a trouble scanning it or whatsoever. All good. Appreciate it, fam. The benefit of sending sats via Zapping versus through YouTube, of course, you could tip me through YouTube. Just note through the super chat, they take 30%. So for every $10, they take roughly $3.33. If you didn't know, now you know. And of course, if you're tuning in on Rumble, it's a little different. So whatever you guys want to do, it's all good. There will be AI JVs popping up. Wouldn't that be something? You clone me right now, make 100 JVs, and then we can do the show times 100 every day. Wouldn't that be something? I sent Saylor an X message once on your behalf. He never responded. Well, I appreciate it, MK. All good. Joe says, I'm hoping it dips again for another buying opportunity. Word up. I think the imposter reached out to me. More than likely, he probably did. Here, note this. JV, the real guy, will never private message anybody. I am busy with my life. I have a 9-year-old daughter, and I have a full plate schedule. So I never reach out randomly to anybody, and I would never ask someone to send me crypto. I would never, try to spark conversations with you, yada, yada, yada. So if a JV or Crypto News Alerts account on YouTube, Rumble, X, or Discord ever randomly hits you up, be extremely skeptical, because I can almost guarantee you it is not this JV. It's not the real JV. It's an imposter. And like I said, you could identify and make sure they're the real deal. On Discord, it'll say owner if it's the real Crypto News Alerts. On X, you're going to see there's some sort of check or something, whatever it is. On YouTube, you can clearly see if it's the real JV by going to the channel and making sure it shows 58,000 subscribers. If you come across a channel that's pretending to be Crypto News Alerts and they have 0 subscribers, well, you already know it's an imposter account. And then the same goes for the new Crypto News Alerts Clips channel. If you notice there is a new channel of someone pretending to be Clips, and there's only 2 subscribers, but the real channel has 400 subscribers, red flag, red flag. You know what I mean? And if you're stupid enough to give the imposter your money, there's nothing I can do to reverse it. I don't have the power to reverse it if you get scammed. So I can't stress that enough. Beware of imposters. It's very sad, but every single episode, as soon as I go live, there's going to be 100 imposters and fake accounts trying to steal your cryptocurrency, because that's what hackers do. They have nothing better to do. They may be with the Lazarus Group in North Korea, for all we know. Who freaking knows at the end of the day? But yeah, extreme caution, fam. 21 million Bitcoin times 10 million is 210 trillion. JV, how does Bitcoin take some of bonds market? What's the reasoning? Well, my logic is, what's a better performing asset? Bonds or Bitcoin? What's the greatest performing asset over the past decade? It's a no-brainer. Not even in the same conversation. You know what I mean? Nothing has compared to the growth. It's unprecedented. It's never happened before in the history of money. You know what I mean? In the history of our lifetime, and it'll never happen again. So the asset has performed the greatest of all time is Bitcoin, and it's going to continue to perform as the greatest of all time. What's the second best? Quoting Michael Saylor, there is no second best. You got Bitcoin and you got Bitcoin. So you want to compare Bitcoin with bonds? Feel free. Obviously, governments hold a lot of the bonds. Maybe eventually a lot of the governments will be holding Bitcoin because they don't want to hold junk bonds that are going to continue to get trashed, right? Once we have a Bitcoin ETF, you're going to notice more nation states like El Salvador putting Bitcoin on their balance sheet because it's exactly the blueprint on what they should do. And Bukele already shared the blueprint. Now, you know what I mean? Just copy paste. Let's go. What's going to be the next Latin American country to adopt Bitcoin as a legal tender? Could it be Argentina? We got Javier Milei, the pro-presidential candidate. They say he's has a 70+% chance of winning the presidency. Also, Max Kaiser said he is going to orange pill him. He already gets the fact that central bankers are scammers. You know what I mean? And he's looking for a solution to improve his country. So what better way than show us the blueprint and utilize that, which Bukele already has provided for us, right? The difference between El Salvador and Argentina is hundreds of millions of people. Now, we also have Mexico, we also have Brazil, and we have a lot of places which are good contenders, which may be the next to adopt Bitcoin as the legal tender. So we have something called the game theory in full effect right now. You're going to have nation states competing to see who could acquire and hodl more BTC. Obviously, MicroStrategy got the run ahead of everyone else and the rest of Wall Street, but you also have the opportunity to front run these major institutions as well, which includes Fidelity, BlackRock, and all these asset managers that are lined up for the Bitcoin ETF. So let's freaking go. You know what I mean? I'm getting a little passionate here now. I might have to wait until 2025, but I am going to trade my ish coins for BTC. It is only about 5% of my portfolio though. You got to do what you got to do, Baz. So the creator, Vitalik of ETH, is dumping before the halving. It seems to be this way. I mean, why else would you put your crypto on the exchange? It probably means you have intentions of selling or trading, right? There's no other logical reason you would put your crypto on the exchange, right? So read between the lines. Maybe he can't come out and say, I'm dumping all of my Ethereum or I'm dumping a portion of my Ethereum, but he's doing it and we're following it. So you've been warned. You know what I mean? I will sell and reinvest it. Do what you got to do. The Fed will continue money printing until the morale improves. A couple of $100 trillion flowing into Bitcoin's market cap. Yeah, I mean, it is what it is. I use the Trezor, says Felix. Word. Boring, raining, New York City. Shout out to New York. That's where I'm from, FYI. Trezor all day, says Maximus. Lock my Trezor away. Won't touch it for around 5 years. Word up. But we'll send my Bitcoin there for an exchange. Got to do what you got to do. Lex, what's the best air gap wallet? Look into Cold Card. Look into that one. Thoughts on Tangem wallet? I don't know nothing about it, so I can't share insights. Bro, you got to stop telling people a hard wallet takes your coins off the internet. Well, let me clarify here. Your coins are on the blockchain. I'm not claiming that using a cold storage wallet takes your crypto off of the blockchain. I've never said that, so you're misinterpreting what I'm sharing. Now, a hard wallet allows you access to those coins on the blockchain. There you go. Hopefully that cleared it up for you. Is Coinbase wallet safe? It's as safe as an online wallet is going to be. There you go. As safe as an online wallet's going to be. Trust Wallet, same thing. It's as safe as an online wallet is going to be. But if you want to compare online wallets to cold storage, you really can't compare the two. From New York City, I've been dollar cost averaging. I have 17% Bitcoin one day. I will be a whole coiner. Word up. Ish coins can suck it in. Learned my lesson with salt. And I'm sorry to hear that, fam. They made 20-mile speed limit. Get out of here. You serious? Damn, 30%. Wow. Yeah. It is what it is. Do you plug the Trezor in to receive Bitcoin from the exchanges? No, you don't need to plug in your wallet to receive Bitcoin at all with cold storage. If you know your wallet address, you just plug in, copy, paste the address, receive. You don't need to plug in a wallet to receive it. There's a misconception. I think people are thinking, oh, if I have a cold wallet, it has to be plugged in to use it. No. Not at all. If you want to send your Bitcoin out of your wallet somewhere else, you're probably going to have to plug it in, right? But not to receive. There's a difference there. I wanted to clarify, fam. Cape Verde Islands needs BTC. Word up. If you don't add the address, there is no vector. You literally have to tell what crypto to have an address. Exactly. Preach, JV. Thank you, Chris. I appreciate that. Walter, appreciate you tuning in. Much love, much respect. I like your shirt, JV. Thank you, $0 G Row. Appreciate that, fam. Much love, Much respect. Anyways, now for a recap of what I covered with you here in today's show as we're going on an hour live. Whoa, time flies, fam. In today's show, we discussed the latest technical analysis as Bitcoin price fights for 26,000 as US dollar strength hits a 10-month high, hence why we see crypto currently correcting. We also discussed Vitalik Buterin Red Alert. His wallet sends 400 Ethereum worth $600,000 to Coinbase. We also discussed the ongoing hacks occurring. Mixin Network hack drains $200 million from the mainnet assets. Also, Hobby Global, another major exchange, was hacked for $7.9 million worth of cryptocurrency. We also discussed the North Korean Lazarus Group amassing over $40 million worth of Bitcoin, according to their latest data. We also shared that MicroStrategy, the first publicly traded company to put Bitcoin on their balance sheet, buys at an additional $147 million worth of BTC and now officially holds 158,000 BTC on their balance sheet. We also discussed Michael Saylor's $10 million Bitcoin price prediction and how he came to that valuation. But where do you feel the Bitcoin price is likely to go next? Let me know in the comments right down below. And don't forget to smash that like button, show your support, subscribe to the channel, and also subscribe to the